So like I said before, I'm reviewing all the Team X-Men movies leading up to X-Men Days of Future Past, starting with the first original movie, X-Men. Now the plot for X-Men is this. The government wants to pass a law forcing all mutants to come out of hiding. So Magneto feels that humans and mutants cannot coexist. So he devises a plan to turn all humans into mutants. Now, when they announced that they were making an X-Men movie, my mind just got blown because I loved the cartoon show in the mid-90s. And for me personally, I feel that the X-Men movies, along with the Spider-Man movies, paved the way for comic book movies of what you see today in the 21st century. Like the Avengers, the Dark Knight, and so on. Yeah, you have Blade, but for the 21st century, I think the X-Men movies set the bar for what you see in comic book movies today. Grounded, solid, and kind of dark in some aspects as well. Now this movie is directed by Bryan Singer, who's done movies like Usual Suspects, which is a group ensemble piece, which is no different in with the X-Men movies. And say what you will about Usual Suspects, I thought the movie was pretty solid overall. And he shows that he knows how to handle group movies, which is no different in here. Because you have a cast of Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, and Halle Berry, and a boatload of others. And he balances it out real well for the most part. Take Hugh Jackman for example. You look at Hugh Jackman, he's one of those actors that you can't think of Wolverine without Hugh Jackman. You can't think Hugh Jackman without Wolverine. He's one of those, he goes into the list of actors that are solidified in that particular role. And he's done it for at least 14 to 15 years. And he plays the part real well as Wolverine. Also, take for example Ian McKellen. Now a lot of people may say that Heath Ledger's the Joker is the best comic book villain ever. Granted, by rights, no doubts about it. But if you take out Heath Ledger's the Joker, and maybe Loki's Avengers, in the Avengers, I think arguably Ian McKellen's performance as Magneto is the best comic book villain we've seen. Personally, that's what I think. And I think he does a great job giving this character a challenges and also evilness to him as well. So I think he does a real good job. And with this X-Men movie, it's not more of your flashing lights type of movie when you compare it to other comic book movies. It's more of a grounded yet darker type of movie for what you expect in the 2000s. And I think Bryan Singer did a great job of bringing these characters to life. Not making them too flashy, not making them be too crazy or comic booky. He made this X-Men movie, even though it's a comic book movie, more realistic in tone. Not goofy and not campy. And I think Bryan Singer did a great job in doing that. And the only complaint you can probably have with this movie is the fact that it's not really a team movie. It focuses on one character, but Wolverine is bankable. You have to go with that particular character because it makes you money. Also as well, the movie could be a little slow at times and action is far and few between, but I think the story makes up for it in the long run. Honestly, I love the X-Men movie. It's one of my favorite comic book movies along with one of my favorite movies of all time in general. For me, I think X-Men is one of those movies that you cannot forget that set the way for comic book movies that you see today. So for me, I'm going to give the original X-Men a very strong 4 out of 5 stars. If you haven't seen the original X-Men, I think you should definitely check it out. It may not be as flashy as comic book movies you see today, but you got to go for it for when it came out. And I think it's a pretty solid comic book movie, let alone film as well. So definitely do check it out. So guys, if you've seen the X-Men movie, let me know what you guys think of it. Like it, hate it, and stay tuned for next week when I review X2, X-Men United. So guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.